they're like, that's the audience, you know? And a lot of the Santeria and those beliefs within like the Catholic Church and whatnot are all within the Latino culture.
Yeah.
So I like how they did that, you know?
Yeah, we have a question for you from the chat too. Rob wants to know if you believe in spirits or ghosts.
Yeah, we were asking to ask that too. So.
Ooh, you just gave me chills. Yeah. Yes, I do. You know, like, I don't think that everybody sees them, you know, like, but I think that there are people out there who are sensitive to spirits and, you know, like, they are more attuned to that. I haven't had so many run-ins, you know, like, in that area. Jorge has. He has a really crazy story to tell about that, and it's kind of like, you know, like, surrounded his family. It's nothing like that is, like, bad or like super creepy, but it was just like a presence that was in his house and he grew up, you know, and that is still there where his parents lived.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Have you had any personal experiences?
You said she didn't have too many run-ins.
You know, I have had, you know, like I believe in God. I believe in spirituality. And I think, you know, to each his own, as long as it brings you to peace and love, that's what I'm all about. And, you know, like, when I've gone through some of my, you know, like, spiritual growth in my life, I've had some weird dreams. Have you ever heard of, like, sleep paralysis?
Yes, I have. I've experienced it once. Not fun.
I can imagine.
That stuff is crazy. It is not, you know, it is not fun. Like, I had this experience before I was going to be baptized. Was the first time that I had it, actually, and also during paranormal activity, which is pretty
ironic.
You know, like, where I, you know, woke up, and it was like I was taking a day nap, and I just woke up, and I could not move, and I just could look around the room. I was like, what is going on? And I saw this, like, little, like, dark figure, like, run across the room. And I'm like, it's a leprechaun.
It's a gnome.
Of all things somebody goes to, it's a leprechaun.
So I'm like, it's little. So I don't know. You know what? That movie creeped me out when I was younger. So.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I remember that movie growing up when I was younger.
We are obsessed with horror movies.
Yes.
Here on KBLP. So I have to ask you, were you a fan of the horror genre before you started in Paranormal Activity?
Actually, I was. I grew up on stuff. My mom is the one who introduced me to that. She loves horror films. I, you know, actually probably was exposed to them way too young.
Yeah, same here.
You know, but I mean, you know, like, it's captivating. It's a rush to, you know, like, have that feeling of, you know, fear and suspense, you know?
Yes.
It makes you, it's exhilarating. It makes you feel alive, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I remember the first time, though, that like really scared me was when my mom took me and my sister and my brother to the movies to see Halloween. I can't remember which one it is. Halloween is one of my favorite horror franchises.
Oh my gosh, me too! I love Halloween.
And, you know, like, I just remember, like, being terrified. One, everybody was packed in that theater, so we were sitting on the stairs when they allowed you to actually do that.
Wow.
Well, they probably didn't, but, you know, you weren't really scared as much.
Yeah.
And I just remember this one scene with, I'm not going to go into too much detail, but just like a body in a washing machine that like scarred me for life.
Yeah.
That was the movie that said. So if you could have went back in time and been in like a horror classic, like a Halloween or a different movie, what movie would it be? What would be the horror classic that you wish you could have starred in?
I mean, I would definitely say Halloween. You know, like, I've seen all of them. I don't have the best memory, so I don't know them, like, categorically, like, which one would it be. I mean, definitely with, you know, Jamie Lee Curtis, because she's amazing, and I would love to have worked with her, but I feel like, you know, like, that's, those horror films are the ones that really got me and captured me, and I don't know if it's because, you know, like, I was young, and, you know, like, the suspense of belief is not as, you know, as much as it is now. You know, now if you create a horror film, everything has to be super on point, or people are going to be like, that's fake.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. Going back and watching stuff, like, I mean, when you go back and you watch movies from before, you're like, oh, I didn't remember it like this. And, like it was larger than life then. And now you kind of like see everything differently. Still fun and still love it, but it's different,
No.
So,
oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I thought that was one of my favorite ones. And I felt like almost every single one in that franchise was like good. So I would definitely be a part of that, or maybe Hellraiser, even though Hellraiser kind of like freaks me out. But I thought that was a really cool franchise as well. They did some trippy stuff in those movies.
So let's say that you and your friends were actually being chased by a homicidal maniac.
Oh God!
How long do you think you would last? Would you make it to the end, or are you the first one gone? Let's be honest about ourselves here.
Hey, I can run.
Okay.
When Chris was like, yeah, we actually need to see you. Like I got loose. Like I was like out of there. So I mean, like I'm the type of person who like I look out for my friends and my family, so I wouldn't want to leave any of my family.
So you wouldn't be tripping to like kick them first?
I am clumsy.
No, I mean you're tripping your friends, so it's like a distraction for the homicidal maniac, so you can get away.
Nah.
I was gonna say that I would probably be the one to, like either sacrifice myself or end up getting caught up because I'm trying to help my friend out.
That's nice. I don't know if I could do that. Every man for himself. I would do it for Anissa though. I would say Anissa. She wants to.
I'll tell you how my
whatever. If you were in that situation, you'd be out.
No, I agree with Gabrielle's response big time. I'm the type of person that honestly, like, I couldn't run away from someone and leave someone who just tripped and fell. Like, I couldn't.
Oh no! Like I fell.
You just said you would purposely trip them.
No, that's no. She okay, I'm good.
I couldn't do that. Like I couldn't leave, especially when you say family and friends. Like if you're a loved one, I ain't doing that. I have to make sure they're hanging out with me.
We got Danny in the chat. She just said I might be the one to trip a friend.
Oh,
that worries me.
I respect that honesty though, Danny. I really do.
But that worries me because Danny is my homegirl. So I mean, if she freaks out and she's tripping me, that's a problem.
Well, you just better not be with her.
I guess not, man. Now before we move on to our next round of questions, we're gonna ask you some shotgun questions. So when I ask you the question, I need you to answer as quick as you can the first answer that pops in your mind.
Okay.
It's okay. It's just a few of them. All right, and you're gonna pick what you think is the scariest. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
You're gonna give me options?
Yeah. I'm gonna give you two options. You
okay.
say which one is scariest. The first one that pops in your head. Okay.
Okay.
Since we're talking about Halloween, let's do it like this. Michael Myers or Leatherface?
Michael Myers.
Freddy Krueger or Jason?
Freddy Krueger.
Vampires or ghosts? Oh, you're thinking.
I was gonna say vampires, but there's some stuff about both of them. Vampires because that's more of a physical form. Okay.
All right, aliens or zombies?
Aliens.
Being haunted or being abducted?
Oh, being abducted.
Yeah.
Having babies or getting married? What's scary? Both are equally scary.
Yeah, I agree with that one.
You started talking about people are scared of being haunted all the time. The thought of being abducted into like an alien ship scares me more than anything else.
Yes.
Yeah, because I mean, at least if you're hunted, you can figure out your surroundings. If you're in like some place that you have no idea where it is or another planet or something, you're like, what?
I can move out of a haunted house. I can't really escape an alien ship.
No. Yeah, where are you gonna go?
Now, one of my favorite segments, TVD Talk. We are now going to talk about the Vampire Diaries. And it's even more exciting because we have someone from the Vampire Diaries with first-hand experience here to talk about it with us.
Yeah.
Now, if you don't know, I know we got Vampire Diaries fans that listen to this show. And now for the ones that don't know, Miss Gabrielle Walsh played a character named Monique AKA the fake Sarah Salvatore.
Yes.
Yes.
The fake one.
The fake one. When she came on and she tricked us all. Now, Danny's excited because we're talking about the Vampire Diaries now.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Now, I have to ask, when you were cast as Sarah Salvatore, did you know that she wasn't truly Sarah Salvatore when you first got that part?
No, I did not. It's, with this a show that is so popular, like Vampire Diaries, they are very, very protective about the material and what gets out and what doesn't. So when I came on, I knew up until, the last, few, and they kind of, were giving me hints and stuff, but I didn't know, and then I found out. I mean, I didn't even know that I was related to Damon and Stefan at first.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. So,
okay. Oh, yeah.
I didn't know my last name was Salvatore. Everything kind of, unfolded as I went on and actually got the scripts. Then I know, okay, well, this is what we're doing for the next thing and how to prepare for that.
That must have been an exciting reveal, because if I was you and I was in that position and I found out, I'm Sarah Salvatore, I'm like, yes, I get to have scenes with Ian, and Paul. That would be my first thought. That's because I'm obsessed with them. So.
Oh, and there was.
Yeah. See? And you.
Yes.
Yes. And you actually got quite a few scenes with Paul Wesley.
Yeah.
Stefan Salvatore.
Yes, I did. During the last episode, I got to work with him, it was a pleasure to work with him. He's a really cool, down-to-earth guy, and, he just made everything, relaxing and chill. I'm like, how are you so chill, right now? I'm like, well, you're Paul Wesley, that's why.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like, I've been doing this for years. I've been Vampire Diaries for years.
That's
nothing
true.
to me. But the characters, I gotta say, in that last episode that you were in, they weren't being that nice to Monique. Homegirl was trying to be out, and Enzo came in, put a stop to that pretty quickly. Did you know how you were gonna go?
Not until I got the episode. No, I did not know how I was gonna go. Enzo is definitely the frenemy of the show, so I kind of figured that it might be him, or I thought that it might be Zach, Matt, on there that would end it, because he would find out some secret information that I had, and that's how it would end up being.
Yeah.
But and I actually got to know Michael Malarkey after, and he's a pretty cool dude, so I forgave him.
Yes. He seems like a pretty cool dude. Did you know that I don't know if Anissa knows that, but you know that beautiful accent he speaks with is not real?
It doesn't surprise me. I've seen a lot of shows.
I thought it was so real.
Yeah, it does. It sounds legit, but it doesn't surprise me.
I didn't know that either, okay?
And then
I'm talking to him, and I'm like, oh, where are you from? And he's like, Detroit. I was like, what? Detroit, he moved from the UK. A wee lad, and your parents.
A wee lad.
I was like, now I'm from Detroit. I studied in London, and, you got the accent from that. I'm like, shut up. That's what I've been wanting to do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, when I found that out, because I still feel even with his regular voice, while he's on set at least, there's still a tendency of that, British accent. Mm-hmm. So I was trying to listen for it. I'm like, I can't tell. I don't even know what I'm hearing anymore.
It's going in and out. You're like, just pick one and stick to it.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. So what was the experience like coming on to the show that had been on for 6 years? Everybody on the set knows each other, and you're like a newcomer coming into that fold. What was that experience like? Were they welcoming, or was it intimidating?
Oh my God. It was very intimidating. One, the biggest thing that I did was Paranormal Activity. Even that was just with new actors who haven't been established, and it was very, it wasn't, it was a big studio picture, but it was very lax, and there was minimal people on set, and it wasn't these actors who were already established and working as a family on the show, as you just expressed. So I was freaking out, but I was super excited to do everything, and then I got to fly to Atlanta on top of it, and we put up. I actually, when I flew out initially to Atlanta to start filming, I was in line with Aaron Paul, who was one of my favorite actors.